Good evening from the National Weather Service in Brownsville. This is meteorologist Justin Gibbs with a special weather briefing just to update you on some unsettled weather we're expecting on Monday and Tuesday. It's about 5:45 p.m. on Sunday, May 11th, 2014. Main concerns and possibilities over the next 48 hours, a slight risk of severe thunderstorms, mainly west of a line from Rio Grande City to Hebbronville. The primary risk being hail up to about quarter size and wind gusts 60 to 65 miles per hour with the strongest thunderstorms. And on Tuesday, there's a small risk of severe thunderstorms, but there'll be a larger risk of widespread moderate to heavy rainfall. And that rainfall may be enough to cause flash flooding, especially in our cities and our areas that flood more frequently. So how much rainfall are we going to see? This is our best estimate now through Wednesday morning. And again, this is for all of the thunderstorms and all of the activity that we're expecting through Wednesday morning. This is just not the first part or the second part. This is the total rainfall. And it's the best estimate that we can provide. There may be areas that get significantly less. It's sort of the average. With thunderstorms, as you know, you can have 2 inches in one spot and not very much in another. So it's very difficult to provide much. But this is sort of the favored zones of heaviest rainfall. 1 to 3 inches along the river, 2 to 4 inches in Falfurrias, Port Mansfield, Willacy County, and the best chance for heavy rain is up in northeastern Kennedy County. Now, widespread rainfall like this will cause localized ponding of water in low-lying and poor drainage areas and intersections, and there's the possibility for flash flooding, especially in cities and where more repetitive heavy rainfalls. If you get a good rain on Monday night and then another one on Tuesday afternoon and that thunderstorm persists, then you're going to be looking at the potential for some flash flooding. Severe thunderstorm potential. The best risk there, again, as we mentioned, is west of a line, basically from Rio Grande City to Hebbronville. Damaging winds with 60 mile per hour, and in a worst case scenario, maybe up to 70 miles per hour. Hail will be quarter size, but up to golf ball size in a worst case scenario, and brief periods of heavy rain. That would lead to potential impacts of trees and power lines downed, pieces of maybe the roof off of an older metal outbuilding could be damaged. Mobile homes, especially older ones, may have some damage to their roofs. Small dents in cars, and it would be dangerous to be outside. You definitely don't want to be hitting the head with a golf ball size hailstone. And the potential for ponding of water and a hydroplaning risk. On Tuesday, the overall severe thunderstorm potential is lower. The periods of heavy rain and flash flooding are possible. That is the main concern, and maybe a 60 mile per hour damaging wind gust. A severe thunderstorm warning or two can't be completely ruled out on Tuesday, as it looks right now. Potential impacts, though, on Tuesday. Again, water reaching into structures in cities in a worst case scenario where water comes up out of the streets and out of the ditches and ends up coming up towards the lip of a porch or into the front door. And small streams and arroyos may flood. Not everyone's going to see this. This is just going to be a few areas. And there's still, it may not quite pan out. If storms start like this on Monday, individual storms off of the Mexican Plateau, moving off to the east across the river. They'll probably cross the river fairly intensely and likely at or near severe limits. But then as soon as the sun goes down, those thunderstorms will weaken and the severe weather potential will end rapidly. We see that fairly often this time of year, especially in Zapata County, Stark County, and Jim Hogg County, where the storms either get right to the river and then begin to come apart. That doesn't have anything to do with the river. That's actually typically the thunderstorms form on the mountains in the late afternoon. And by the time they reach the river, it's 8 or 9 p.m. and the air temperature is starting to be cooler. Now, if storms form up like this, a line. Now, this is the line that we saw on Friday night. We're not expecting anything that intense. The storm dynamics and instability are not as strong. Moving off to the east. Then the extra organization provided by those storms being in a line in this particular scenario, we believe, will lead to the possibility that those severe thunderstorms and strong thunderstorms make it further east, maybe all the way to Highway 77. However, this is more like what we're forecasting, where storms weaken fairly quickly upon crossing the river Monday afternoon and evening. But again, this area is fairly difficult to forecast severe weather. And all severe weather is fairly difficult to forecast, so be aware that there's a possibility that it could be a little worse than what we're expecting. And again, on Tuesday, periods of heavy rain and flash flooding. The radar may look something more like this, where we have an initial line moving to the south with embedded heavier rainfall, and then behind it, there are individual little thunderstorms and heavier rain patches, and that's how we expect to get a few inches of rain and that heaviest rain. And areas where one of those thunderstorms sits a little bit longer, like maybe right over downtown Edinburgh or the west side of Brownsville, areas that have a lot of population and don't have the means, a lot of pavement, and don't have the means to drain all that water, may see flash flooding develop. So your action, what should you do on Sunday afternoon and maybe on Monday? Just be aware that unsettled weather is in the forecast, and keep up with the latest info, especially if you're planning on traveling, if you're going out in a boat on the Laguna Madre or in the Gulf of Mexico, or you live in an area that floods frequently, or you're otherwise especially vulnerable to severe weather. Be aware and keep up on Monday afternoon. Check the television station of your choice, or check with us at weather.gov/RGV. Find out what's going on and if you're in any danger, or if the forecast maybe has changed. And also, it wouldn't be a bad idea maybe to remove debris and other objects from your storm drains and ditches to allow water to flow more freely. If you've got grass or leaves or branches or anything that's clogging up the means for the water to leave your property, it may back up. And even if we don't get that much rain, you may end up with problems because there wasn't anywhere for the water to go. And a quick reminder here, the difference between a watch and a warning. A watch means conditions are favorable. That would be the same with a flash flood watch or a severe thunderstorm or tornado watch. Significant weather may be on the way within a few hours. Remain alert or watch for more. A warning means dangerous weather is happening now or will in the next few minutes. Take action. That is your warning that dangerous conditions are very close to you and that you need to take action to protect yourself. We'll be continuing to monitor the situation over the next 24 to 48 hours. Follow up at weather.gov/RGV and our Facebook page, U.S. National Weather Service Brownsville, Texas, and Twitter at NWS Brownsville for more information.